Philadelphia. Hello, Bird Brains. It is episode number 125. That doesn't matter. That correct does matter. And I am John Barchard along with Vince Quinn, and I'm sitting in Vince Quinn's seat. I like it over here. It's nice.
No, I'm scared. What am I doing
scared?
over here? I don't belong here.
You look taller over there. It's
I don't
nice.
belong over here. Don't
look.
lie to me to trick me out of my seat, which is really comfortable. I don't know how I ended up here. I'm very confused.
Yeah, I don't like your seat as much, to be honest with you.
You don't like it?
No, I like it over there a little bit.
Do you want to switch?
No. I don't want to switch.
It's worth a shot. I'm happy to switch. If you decide at any point during the show that you want to switch, I'm happy to switch. You just tell me. You just give me the word. You just let me know.
It depends on your takes, honestly. If they're bad, then we might have to switch. And then, if this throws off the show, we're never doing it again.
I'm going to tank the takes. There you go.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are coming into town, buddy. Excited by that? I don't know what I am by them, honestly. I'm just kind of like sitting here going, meh.
Oh, well, first off, John, we need to fear that all the Eagles fans are going to rise up and boo Doug Peterson. Have you seen that complete bullshit nonsense that's been going around?
That was never going to happen.
I know. What are we even talking about? I didn't even understand. What are the odds that I don't know, adopt a dog and it turns into a Pegasus? What are we fucking talking about? Who on their goddamn mind is going to boot Doug Peterson?
They really had to stretch it out for. I mean, the content's been pretty bad this week. Can we
brutal
agree on that? It's just been not one non-story after another, left and right. It turns out, which means things are good, right? We're not trying to dig for something. We're not trying to look for anything, but. It's just Jacksonville, and let's just start with this.
Sure.
Is Jacksonville respectable? What are we calling these guys? They lost to Carson Wentz. I'm going to say that again. They lost to Carson Wentz, and then they kicked the shit out of the Chargers, and then they kicked the shit out of the Colts. So, what are they? Are they good? Are they respectable? Will we feel better about ourselves at 4-0, or is this just another notch on the belt here?
Yeah, no, they're respectable. Look, they're I like to classify it now as an any given Sunday kind of team. It's not like
what
they're.
What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, some teams are.
They got some good football players, and anything can happen.
No, in a lot of good spots. Right. Their offensive line has been solid. Their running game is really strong. James Robinson is a badass. Travis Etienne is a receiver, is a really good player.
No, he's not. That guy, Vince is already over.
No.
That guy stinks.
No, he doesn't. Have you seen what he's doing this year?
Urban Meyer ruined him. He stinks.
No, well, and see, look at and that's what he did with the whole team. And look at them now. They're kicking the shit out of some decent teams. So I have to give them some respect. Their defensive line looks great right now. Trevon Walker. The guy looks good. I was skeptical of them taking him number 1 overall, but for right now, with what he's doing, I can see it. I totally get it, and it's translating on an NFL field. It's a good pick. For now, it's a really good pick. They should be excited. And Josh Allen, who's the number first-round pick, which, yes,
Josh Allen.
Yes, there is another Josh Allen that's in the league, and he plays in Jacksonville, which is exactly why you've never heard of him in your life. But that Josh Allen is also very good, and those guys right now are a real fucking pain.
Besides that one time Scott Hansen freaked out that Josh Allen sacked Josh Allen.
That's right. That was a great moment. That's a great call, T. Oh, man. But, yeah, for the places where they need to be good, defensive line, offensive line, quarterback, running back, they have enough things that they're a decent, because 7-10, 8-9, they're that kind of team. That's a pretty good place to be. It's year 1 for Doug.
Yeah.
And this team is they're gonna be in the ballpark of 500, it looks like. That's awesome.
I guess. But I mean, for Sunday's purposes, when we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and an MVP caliber type season so far from its quarterback, people are already getting into it's a weak schedule. Yeah, we knew that in fucking June, didn't we? Or whenever the schedule came out. So I don't. To me, they are not respectable. I'm not respecting the Jacksonville Jaguars because it's the Detroit Lions with a better quarterback, a really good quarterback.
Well, aren't the Lions better this year?
Yeah, they lost to Minnesota.
Okay,
how much better can they be?
They almost beat us to open
They're
the season.
Almost beats. That's what I'm saying. The Lions are the almost beats. The Jaguars are the almost beats, except they're converting and they have a better quarterback.
So they're going to be beats. They will be occasional beats. That's what I'm saying. They're going to beat some good teams throughout this year. They've already done. I mean, whatever's going on with the Colts, they shut them out. They shut out a solid team that's been to the playoffs the last 3-4 years in a row.
Frank Reich? Okay, great. And Matt Ryan stinks. Okay, good.
And I don't know. I guess he was calling Frank in the middle of the night to get him off the sleep rhythm, and that's what they did. But look, Can Jacksonville beat some pretty good teams? Like, there's some teams that are so bad that you look at them and you just go, like, it's going to take a miracle for this team to win the game. There's going to be some,
Right, sure.
especially when the Eagles are playing at this level, because that's the biggest thing. It's in comparison there. So
let me put it this way:
Sure.
Is there any difference between them and Minnesota? Is there any major differences between them and the Commanders? Are there any major differences between them and the Lions?
Them in Minnesota is interesting, but their offense is kind of inverted, if this makes sense. Like, for them, their weapons as a pass-catching unit are fucking good, man.
Really good.
I mean,
right.
Yeah. So with Jefferson, Thielen, Osgood, like they've got good players there.
Although, I'm sorry, Justin Jefferson not good because he's fucking over for the last 2 weeks. Just want to remind everybody on that. Wink, wink. Justin, you want to come on the show anytime to talk about it? You're more than welcome to.
Yeah, he is getting his ass kicked lately. He's been. We're still waiting for the presser, but. Man, I just look at what Jacksonville's got going on. Like, here's the thing with them. Trevor Lawrence is so good.
Really good.
And you're really seeing that now when he's got, like you said, a not Urban Meyer coach team. Because, like, what he's doing a lot of times, I mean, his wide receiving core is Zay Jones, which nobody's ever really cared about.
Hey, he's still better than Cooper Kupp, and that take will hit at some point. Yeah, I said that. Sorry.
I love it. I love it. Die on the hill, baby. Jordan Davis is still going to suck while we're at it. All right. Okay.
Hey, what the fuck?
No,
Wow.
I know. I that one's over. But
Is it Taylor? Doesn't sound like it is.
it's,
Anyway,
He's getting
whatever.
doubled.
Yeah, he's getting doubled every snap. I mean, what can you say? The guy's a fucking machine. He's done everything he could ask for. But looking at Trevor Lawrence, so like his receivers, it's Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Marvin Jones at this age, which I don't know, 31, 32,
Yeah.
like whatever he is at this point.
would have been good for the Lions, honestly. Still has it ish. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's got something, but he's not great. You know what I mean? All those guys are like 2s or 3s, and that's their whole core. So, like, what you're seeing a lot is Trevor Lawrence is getting all these guys, and this is the Doug Peterson shit. Like, Doug, when he was here, he did all the zone flooding, right? Like, let me get 3 guys in a certain area of the field. You're only going to have 2 defenders there, most likely. Like, we're going to find ways to manipulate that space, find gaps, and hit that
Underneath,
gap.
mid, go, etc.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it makes the read simple enough, and the movement is really good. Yards after the catch, there's a lot of potential. They're doing a lot of that stuff. The thing is, they're not that good in terms of all the talent, and Trevor Lawrence is just zinging it in there constantly. I mean, his ability to play make is so good for a second-year quarterback that basically didn't have a rookie season. So I respect the hell out of that out of him, and I guess this is where, like, the same way I respect the team, it's just, yeah, they're not going to lose. They should not lose. The only thing that makes me worried about this or makes it a way more interesting game is the fact that there's a massive hurricane, and it's coming up, and Saturday's going to be a disaster, so you know the field's going to be a mess from then. Do what you can. It's going to rain still on Sunday. That's all the prediction for now. It's still going to rain. So if it's a really sloppy, ugly, messy game, yeah, I mean, guys could slip and fall. Fumbles are more likely. Tipped passes that can become interceptions. Like, that's the chaos factor that can give Jacksonville the game. Talent to talent, obviously, it's Eagles by a mile, but they're doing stuff. Like, I look at them and I'm like, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed.
I can't, and full honesty, I came in here thinking they're going to lose this game. Now, those are just feelings that don't mean anything, and we're talking these things out, and I'm just suggesting to myself right now, and thank you for that comparison with Minnesota and all that stuff, because, like, they should kick the shit out of this team. They should bury the Jaguars, and, like, the only difference is what we said, Trevor Lawrence fitting into all that, you know, James Robinson having an amazing game or whatever it is. The rain might be a factor, and hey, doesn't matter. The tailgate's still on. Come snack time is going to be there. It's going to be a great time. Free parking. Once again, just, you know, bellthebirdmen.com. It's right on the website.
Yeah, free parking in the Navy Yard is what he just said. There's free parking. Your car can sit in a space for hours at a time without any cost whatsoever. It is free. It's in the Navy Yard. That's where our tailgate is.
It'll give you a car wash. You get some sunshine once the game breaks. Bing, bing, boom.
All right.
All good.
You just got an idea. We should do a car wash one day.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Like, we pick a tailgate in November. We just do full car wash for anybody that parks in the Navy Yard. We're all soaped up. That'll be hot, John.
Yeah.
People are in.
So definitely do that. And
we're not doing that. It doesn't sound like you want to do that.
But what I believe is I won't respect this team as much as we just flipped out over the last 3 weeks if they lose this game. And your every given Sunday thing, like, yeah, I just feel like this is a loss just because when Andy came back, AJ, he kicked the crap out of it. Was Chip and at the time and all that, and the McNabb retirement, which is so fucking way too early, and that was a mistake. But I just kind of have that feeling. Like, it's Doug. He's going to get his. It's going to rile up that team. It's, like, hey, Doug still has it. I feel like that's just going to happen. But it shouldn't at all. Like, this team should crush them. That kid is still young and scared. Those secondaries that they played are good. I don't know what's going on with Brandon Staley, but he's got a booger up his nose or something, or he reached too high for one because his brain's not working right defensively. Like, he's throwing all this random shit. I thought that was the weirdest game of all, especially when the Jags were rolling. He just Doug just kept finding holes. So that's what I really think it is. Doug has certain tendencies, and he's going to bury the smart guys, and I think that's his thing. Like, he's just like, you look at Doug Peterson, like, this guy should be dumb as shit. He loves ice cream way too much. He's like your dad. He just wants to hug you. There is no way schematically he can just kick Brandon Staley's ass or outcoach Sean McVay.
Yeah.
And time again, bing, 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 bing. So it kind of gets me, like, a little bit worried because there is that Jonathan Gannon McVay stench going around. He touched Brandon Staley at that one point. He does overthink like those guys. So I do think he could put Jonathan Gannon in a fucking, what do you call those things? The cripple cross in wrestling or whatever it is. Or
like a figure 4 leg lock.
And just
or
fucking suplex city of just bang. Hey, I know how Darius Slay works. No problem. Bang. I'm going to run mesh over here.
You don't
no problem.
say that.
Yeah. What do they do? It's not
no,
suplex city?
just talking bad about Slate. You don't do that.
Oh yeah, no, you shouldn't. I'm not. I'm just saying in Doug's mind. I'm being Doug here.
Doug's ready to powerbomb.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where my head is at. Like, he can school these guys. So the good thing is that the offense is just too good. There's no one that can really catch up with A.J. Brown ever. Like, that's just true in the league, period. Devontae Smith need to start saying the same thing now too. So that's where I feel really comfortable. He does know Jalen, but he knows the old Jalen. I don't know if he knows this version of that. And, this defense is smart enough to give it fits, but I don't see anything big that should scare you here. Doug is still the same Doug. He still coaches a good team. Like we've been saying, anything after Urban Meyer's going from like a Ritz cracker to filet mignon. So, like, good for him. This team sucks. They should kick the shit out of him.
He's done a lot better job than I thought he would do down there. I mean, I spent all offseason being like, I spent all offseason being like, this guy is so royally fucked. This thing is going to go terribly. I just
thought the Jacksonville stench would be too much. That's it. Like, I didn't. This is not surprising to me in the least.
No, it is to me. I undervalued their roster. I did. I look at what they're doing right now. Taylor's nodding his head. Taylor, are you with me on this?
Right. Wait, just from like an absolute disaster season to now, it's pretty impressive. Like,
you can't. You hate this.
I don't. This is Doug's specialty. What did he come into? Chip Kelly, a regime change, a culture change. It was all shit. You need to put the Band-Aid back together. He did. They won a Super Bowl. What's this? Fucking 100 times worse than that. It was like a kid.
That's what I mean.
Set a fire to gasoline and then kept putting more fire on it. Like,
wait, so the expectation is he's supposed to rebuild it again, like immediately?
Yeah, like what makes it a great?
Well, yes. He's a Super Bowl winning coach that did it. What the fuck? What?
That's not my immediate expectation.
It's a really good quarterback where Doug's strength is also there. It's a locker room that desperately needed a hug that is his also strength there.
Yes.
It's got a decent offensive line, really good wide receivers, and a running back that he likes to rotate and is his style. Like, and you guys are surprised that Jacksonville has talent? It's had fucking talent for 20 years. No one knows what to do. It's been the farm league. It's the farm system for the NFL. Everybody has been. There's so much talent down in Jacksonville, and the GMs, the owners, all like hump each other and like overthink everything. Don't hire the right coaches. They held on to Gus Bradley for way too long. Like, it's just every decision that they make is not on the field problem. Doug has been through this. Doug has dealt with Howie Roseman. He's dealt with the best of the best. He probably knows shit that, I mean, Trent Baalke is still there. Christ, like,
yeah.
This to me is not like what the Philadelphia Eagles and we're processing as a fan base. I'm like, where does this team fit? Is this for real? I don't buy anything Jacksonville is doing until we're way deep into December. If Doug is still doing this and they're above 500, I'll add to the bet. You can slap me in the face then too.
Oh,
Yeah.
and we'll have to revisit that because 3 weeks in offense, defense. That's a fun conversation
Taylor,
again.
You're pretty much the most objective person on the show. If you had to guess right now, Discord, get involved. Text us 215-509-5833. Definitely need your help on this. Offense or defense through 3 weeks. Who's been the better unit? Discord early, by the way, thought it was defense, and I think that's ridiculous.
It's a good toss up, but I might lean a little bit defense right now.
Second half scoring.
Oh, God.
That's it. Hey, defense has been solid. What can I say? 2 weeks out of 3. 2 weeks out of 3. So
2 weeks out of 3.
It's close.
Offense has
It's
been
close.
great. 3 out of 3.
That's where we're at right now.
Who has been able to get a lead immediately so the defense can just hang back and fucking pass rush?
Who's been able to
that's right. The
shut
offense.
everybody down so the offense doesn't have to score for a whole half?
Yeah. Who let up fucking DeAndre Swift, a rookie, for like the most yards ever and had to have the offense bail him out? Anyway, see, this is what I'm saying. But anyway,
we'll figure it out.
put it on top of that because I think I would be so shocked. And here's why I know. Doug's the ultimate room temperature guy, right? You remember the Super Bowl year when he said he thinks that team was the more talented than the 96 team. Everybody made fun of him for it. You know what he said this year in the offseason?
What?
We got a long way to go. This is not a team that you can just flip around and then all of a sudden we're going to be a playoff team. We've got a long way to go. He knew what he was walking into. This is just a mirage of goodness, people not being ready, and like the AFC West not being as strong as everyone thought it was.
Yeah, the South sucks.
No. I'm saying the AFC West.
Oh, the
too,
West.
isn't
Okay.
like. I mean, look.
Well, yeah, they did just beat the
Vegas,
Chargers.
Denver. It's just kind of, and the Chargers are weird. The Chiefs are the only stronghold there. So like, someone's got to play tag somewhere. And if they're the shitty representation of the AFC South at 7-10.
Well,
sure.
And if the division sucks as much as I think it's going to, they could be like a 9-8 playoff team,
Sure.
best in the division. So Doug's raised their floor significantly overnight. Like that's where I really got to give him the credit.
I agree, but
so,
I shouldn't be shocked. Don't think we should be shocked by it. Is all.
I'm a little more surprised, but I think it's just Urban Meyer made it so miserable that I didn't evaluate any of the talent. Like I didn't think they had any talent because it was that bad. But there's more talent. They were just horribly used, and it was a nightmare.
ATM. They literally said you're not a running back anymore. You're a wide receiver. That like slowed his development.
After they drafted him in the first.
I know. It's probably why James Robinson is ahead right now because they fucked him up.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was. It's unreal. But I'm not trying to downplay Dougie. Hat tip to Dougie. Like this is awesome. This is his forte.
But one thing going into the game, like talking about all these matchups and how things are going to work and what's Jacksonville going to do, one of the biggest things for me is, I mean, look, if they're going to man up against Jacksonville, offense against like Eagles defense against their offense, if they're going to play man coverage, Trevor Lawrence is going to have to work overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's just not going to have easy throws all day. So that's why I think this game could be, I mean, to your point, I could see this as a blowout.
Yeah.
Easily. I could see them blowing the shit out of Jacksonville. But if this ends up being a 27-24, I'm not shocked. You know, like Jacksonville has played well enough lately to earn that. And I just think that, yeah, that matchup with the receivers is the biggest thing that decides it for.
Well, and to me, and I bet you Taylor's thinking the same thing, this is really the only benchmark I'm trying to find here is what does this defense do against a talented quarterback? It's not seasoned. There's others that have way more experience. Yeah, whatever. We've seen that already. We've seen Kirk Cousins, piss his pants and run home.
Exactly what he
So
did.
what does a really talented quarterback like,
Trevor
Lawrence do? And speaking of Christian Kirk, like, dude, that looks we all laughed at the price tag and like, what are you doing? But shit, I mean, you had to overpay. He's doing pretty good. That's more surprising to me than anything else that's happened is the market setting of him is actually paid off so far.
They've built the passing game with him as the centerpiece, and it's really worked out well. It's a lot of stuff moving around in the middle of the field. He's playing in the slot, and Lawrence is so good at even if he is covered, he's making it happen.
Yeah,
like he's
really
throwing
ridiculous.
guys open all the time. It is crazy how good he is already. So like he's going to be a problem for a long time, which is a gift for Doug and probably gives him a job, like for forever.
Yeah.
Because of that.
I can hear it in your voice. I can hear it in mine too. We need another big sip of this liquid death here.
There you go.
It's always good for a little Liquid Death break. And as always, you can help out the show. Go to liquiddeath.com/bell to get every case that you order shipped to you for free. It's the best tasting goddamn water. It's the best, coolest looking can in the land. You're saving the planet. Man, you're helping the podcast. You're helping them. Can't get much better than that. You got to find water on the road somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, like don't use plastic bottles. And I'm not suggesting to like have this now be your water supply. Just when you're on the go, there's nothing better. And if you're not, I understand this. People are weird. Some people are weird and don't like flat water. They just don't like water. They have to have some bubbly in it. No problem. The flat cans, the black cans are even more badass. They're perfect for Halloween. And every Halloween I do give away the Liquid Death at my doorstep because I think it freaks the kids out and the parents out, and it's great. But the flavored seltzers, obviously, too. They've got the lime, the mango, the berry. It all tastes wonderful. You'll see them at our tailgates. You'll see them at 7-Eleven. You will definitely not see these at Wawa because they are jerks, and for some reason they think it's too scary, even though they still sell cigarettes and Black & Milds behind the counter for whatever reason. So don't go to Wawa, go to 7-Eleven, or just simply go to liquiddeath.com/bell to get every case you order shipped to you for free. And that is probably the biggest question for me going into this game. How are defenses playing Jalen Hurts from now on? We've seen so many different versions of this. We've seen let's make him throw, and then like let's blitz his ass, let's do all this. What are the Jaguars going to do? If you had to guess, how would you play Jalen Hurts this week?
All right. Well, Solak had an interesting theory that I saw. So,
Noggin Solak.
Yeah, he threw out the idea. Apparently, Jacksonville's defensive coordinator just came from Tampa. There you have it. I mean, it's
a lot of Todd Bowles.
Yeah,
a lot of 8 and 9 man boxes, and say no, we're still going to stick with the same thing.
Yeah, pressure up front, load a lot of guys in the box, force Jalen to throw all day. I mean, the offense looks so much different that I don't know if you can like can you even do that anymore? This team isn't running 3 tight ends, so I don't know.
I don't know. I would test Jalen out real fast, real early. I would send as much pressure again, except this time can you play? That's what I'm saying. Can you play man against this team anymore? I'm doing blitz zone, honestly. I think that's probably my best idea to play Jalen Hurts early.
Yeah, you do some exotic looks, and the same thing that everybody's doing. I've said it a couple of times on the show, but the simulated pressures, you make him try to figure out who's coming, who's not. We're blitzing certain guys. We're putting unexpected guys into coverage here and there. You try to get them to make a mistake and get a pick. Like, that's the way where you want this all to run. But, yeah, because otherwise, I mean, it's tough, man. The offense is just so goddamn good. All these guys are so talented, and Kyle Fuller will tell you that St. Juice guy in Washington, man. He was all over it last week.
Was a really good game
from
him.
What can you do?
Yeah.
There's just nothing to do. So, yeah, from a Jacksonville standpoint, that's probably the way to go, which is also what happens with Lamar Jackson right now, by the way. This year, people have been blitzing him like crazy. It's like 35% of the time or something like that. He's getting blitzed, so it's like 1 out of 3 plays. It's guaranteed that Lamar Jackson is getting blitzed.
And I would say it's your best option against Jalen, too. It's your best option.
And Lamar's been torching the blitz. So as we could keep comparing these guys, if he's able to do that, then I mean he's really on his way.
Yeah, because the offensive line's too good. That's what I mean. Like, I don't think you can ever do that again. You can't make Jalen feel comfortable. He's still processing and still learning, so you got to speed up his clock, and he has not been good really against pressure, like outside of the pocket anyway. Like inside the pocket with pressure, phenomenal. Outside the pocket, no. So I would try to get him to change his clock, and that's kind of what we saw in Detroit. But if they end up doing it and playing man, they don't have the secondary to do that. They will fuck them up. This isn't like last week. You can't hang on to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and then not expect honestly, we've been waiting for it. I'm calling it here. This is the Goddard game. Like, if you're going to torch these guys, I think that's the game plan. If they're going to send all this stuff, then you just need to have a lot of hot and heavy screens. And God damn it, if Shane or Nick do not have a hot whatever figured out by now in week 4, I win or loss, I'm losing my shit, and I'm going to look even crazier than Tuesday. Because that's my still biggest hang up with this offense. You do have very talented pass rushers in Jacksonville. You do have a lot of probably interesting things that could throw off Jalen, especially if you're telling me there's a little Todd Bowles in your head. So Yeah, I mean, like, I'll be livid if there's not like, where's the Kenny Gainwell outlet or whatever, because then we got to start asking questions if that's Jalen or scheme or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, I want to throw one other thing into this because last year, obviously, the Eagles ran the ball more than anybody. They just became the best running offense in the NFL. They took over that way. That's what made them tick. It was 3 tight end sets occasionally, a lot of 2 tight ends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I saw a number that shocked me when I thought about what's going on with this offense. Number of runs this season that the Eagles have, rushing attempts, 105.
Oh, my God. Over 3 games?
105.
Wow.
Number of pass attempts, 98.
Ha!
Ha! Could you imagine?
Want to know why?
Why?
Chunk plays, baby. They're like, they're hitting. All the chunk plays are hitting because you don't need to throw. He's in a perfect, like, how many passing attempts? 95 through 3 games?
Yeah, 98 through 3 games.
So almost like 33.
33 a game, which is where you want to be.
That is perfect. Like, if a quarterback can throw 33 times, that means the deep shots are hitting, the touchdowns are hitting, and you're running out the clock. Perfect. And I bet you everybody took that stat and says, see, running the ball still works. Or whatever, right?
Well, that's how it all works together. That's the balance of it, right? And some of this is because obviously Jalen's run a good bit, especially in the Detroit game. He ran a ton.
Yeah.
So some of these rushing attempts are passing attempts, but they're basically a 50-50 team right now.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
That's what the numbers
I'm saying.
are.
That is so misleading. It's unbelievable. That is not 50-50. That is telling you that Jalen Hurts is the offense, baby. Like, if that's including the rushing attempts that he's doing while he's passing, which Detroit probably has a big lump sum on that, and I wonder if you take out all of his rushes. Can you try and do that real quick? Just tell us how many rushes he has, Taylor.
That's what I wonder.
Because if those are counted as attempts, even if they're scrambles.
Well, exactly. And Miles has more rushes than him. I will say that.
Definitely.
So Miles is the leading rusher in terms of attempts and yards.
So,
pretty sure on that.
Yeah, because that's not. To me, I still, interestingly enough, I don't know what this running game really looks like. Do you? It's been pretty vanilla. Like, it's just RPO zone, RPO ISO. I don't know what the exact language they're doing there, but, like, you know, there's only like 3 or 4 spots that they've run. They've only done a few pulls. There was in Detroit that they were doing some exotic motion run that didn't really work. So we haven't really seen much of their bread and butter from last year or whatever they fixed in that, and I don't think we're going to. I really don't, unless there's some massively. Tell me this: do you know if the Jags are really weak against the run or anything? It doesn't look like it.
From what I've seen, they didn't look outstandingly bad. I don't know what the numbers are, but I wasn't watching those games going, oh, they can't stop the run.
T, how many rushing attempts for Jalen Hurts?
Do you guys want to take any guesses?
Yeah, I do. Over 3 games, if it's at 105 rushing attempts, and Miles has the most of them. I'm going to say he's got second most, so let's take 38.
Well, let me interrupt real quick.
Oh, sorry.
According to ESPN, there is 103.
Oh, 103.
Interesting.
I'm still going to say 38 is my number. 38 rushes.
I'm going to say 26.
37.
Woo!
Damn.
Woo-hoo-hoo! So I'm really intrigued to see where it goes. To be honest with you, those are the 2 things I haven't been that impressed with overall. The running game, or at least trying to set any type of tone with the running game. Not saying that, like, I want this team to keep doing what it's doing. I love that it's in the air. I don't want it to change. Nick, don't run the damn ball. Keep doing what you're doing. But when you do run the ball, give me something a little better than what you got here. It's really vanilla bullshit.
That would be the change of pace thing. It's like, what is that change of pace that they have to go with Miles Sanders? Because if it's Kenny and Scott and they're not using those guys all that much, I don't know if they like what they bring in the running game right now. They don't like Sermon enough to play him, so I don't know what it is.
The answer is Derrick Henry.
They don't have it. Well, that's it. Let's yeah.
I can't, like, that's what I think.
I'll live on that train.
They need a better running back. It can't be Jalen. Can't be RB2. I wish he would be RB3. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So, like, those little tweaks, and here's what I'll say too. Final point on the game. If they win this and they're 4-0, I am jumping over to Vince Quinn's lily pad 15-2.
Yeah. All right.
You can't, right?
All right.
If they win, that's where we're at. Yeah.
I might start saying 17-0, baby. I might have to jump to the next lily pad, John.
I want you to think about that for a second, because now I want to, and then I got something to tell you, and then I want to talk about Fat Batman. But what is the loss going to feel like? Think about it. Don't answer. What's the loss going to feel like? Because I have some things that I'd like to discuss. But we did say it at the top of the show. Rain or shine, the tailgate is on, y'all. It looks as if Snack Time Philly will be there no matter what. We're still rearranging that more or less, but all-inclusive, meaning you don't have to pay another dime for booze, for food, and the food is outstanding. They roasted a pig in Washington, and it was one
Three
of
of
the
them.
best.
No,
Yes,
four.
Four pigs.
Four.
Cavs Catering is so damn good. They have not missed at one event yet. Like I would tell you otherwise. I would be on the phone with the fans and be like, "Yo, we gotta find somebody else." They are amazing. That's in here. Mimosas, Bloody Marys, Miller Lights, Vizzies. We're getting some specialty cocktails and all that stuff. If you want to stay after, we will be hanging out at the Gatehouse for the entire game to be hooting and hollering about what Doug's doing and what he's not doing. We'll be live streaming, obviously. If for any reason that doesn't happen, we will let you know. But it is on like Donkey Kong, and that is so corny. Taylor's going to yell at me about that. I apologize. But free parking is the only other thing that is the best part of this. So it's a $95 ticket. The band, everything's included, and parking as well. Thousands of parking spots in the Navy Yard. This has never been done before in South Philly, ever. This close. 10-minute walk to Lincoln Financial Field. phillysportstrips.com/bell. All of our trips are there. All the tailgates are down below. And, I mean, I wish you could have been there in Washington and go to their Instagram, Philly_sports_trips_.
Philly Sports Trips.
Philly _sports_trips_. No?
Something like that. Philly Sports Trips on Instagram.
Yeah, just search
We
it.
just posted the video from the whole day from Washington, and that's what each tailgate feels like. I hope I'm not overselling this. I just have so much fun around this group. I forget about everything, and that's why I think our show is better, to be honest with you. The energy, the vibes, it's everybody from Philadelphia. It's not just one group,
Yeah, and the other thing is, too, as we're sitting there at the Gatehouse watching the game, so we're still, live stream reaction to the game, you can hear what's happening in the stadium.
That
you
was
can
so
hear
cool.
the roar of the crowds and the fireworks going off, and you're like, oh, shit, there's something big that just happened. The stadium went off. All right, 2nd and 5. It was just cool to have that anticipation, be like, all right, what is this? What
is this going to be?
Yeah, what's this present that I'm opening right now? So to get that experience with all you can eat, all you can drink, free parking, all that stuff, and seeing people leaving the game and getting that energy too, it's really cool, man.
It's awesome. So again, phillysportstrips.com/bell, and you'll see all the tailgates right under there. Any questions, DM him, email him. He's so fast. He's in Chicago and still making things come together, and we appreciate that. So you've thought about it. We're snuggled in. It's a rainy day, more than likely, by the time you're listening to this. What is this going to feel like at 3-1? What's the thing that we're going to bitch about? How did this team lose at 3-1?
It's going to feel, first off, way better than the public perception. I'm going to feel so much better than everybody else, because I know all these fucking trash people coming out of state.
Even in a blowout?
Yeah, well, blowout, I guess, is
we'll eliminate
general,
blowout on both sides. We know what's going to happen.
Whatever the scale is for the public panic meter, which would be like, are we frauds? Is this all? Have we been deceiving ourselves all along? No. Jacksonville's a good team. They're a good team right now. They're a respectable team. It is okay to lose to Jacksonville. It's not a holy shit what just happened. Like we were talking before the show, if the Eagles lost to the Panthers, we got a fucking problem here, folks. We got some issues to talk about. That is not what this is. So I would feel better than a lot of other people. But, yeah, it's going to be narrative busting like crazy. Whether he deserves it or not, depending on how they lose, everybody's coming for Jalen Hurts. Oh, my God. Oh, he's this fake MVP.
I told you.
Yeah.
Can't crown this guy yet. It's only been 3 weeks.
Yeah. So that stuff's going to come out in full force. I mean, that's going to be everywhere. And then they'll probably drop in the power rankings. It's everybody's going to panic, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Only one other loss this season anyway. It'd be fine.
I feel as though it is going to be not that. I think it's going to be panic mode. I really do. Because if they lose this game, it's going to be really stupid how they do it. It'll be, and I think everyone will just automatically point to Jonathan Gannon, no matter what Jalen Hurts did that day. Jalen could have had the worst day or the best day, and I still think it comes down to Jonathan Gannon because they'll it'll be on one of the last scoring drives if they lose.
Is Jalen starting to become bulletproof? Has he gone from the question mark guy to bulletproof? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah, no one's going to turn on him now.
He's pretty close to it. I still think there's enough of a percentage of the population that's going to turn on him big time if this game goes bad. He'd have to lose 3 in a row. Something like that. I think they would have to be dramatic, don't you, T? At this point,
it's going to have to be like consecutive really bad interception games.
Yeah.
See, my guess is there's enough. I would say like 1 in 5, 1 in 6, somewhere in that range where people are like, I don't know.
By the way, is Kenny Gainwell the only pick he's had this season?
Yeah.
Isn't really his.
Which also he's only got
fucking. Jesus.
It's funny. He's got 4 passing touchdowns, which you would not expect for a guy that we're talking about as an MVP candidate right now. He's only got 4 passing touchdowns.
3 rushing.
But that's it. The rushing is where it comes. But yeah, it's 4-1 touchdown
Isn't
interception.
That so hilarious that even like, I know you're not doing this, Vince.
Yeah.
But even so, you're just kind of going like, oh yeah, rushing touchdowns don't count for quarterbacks. Like it's still that like thing like, well, you can't enter the MVP race if you're scoring touchdowns. Wait.
Yeah,
like
you just don't.
It's such a weird statement. I get where it's coming from, but like, man, why do we do this as football fans? Why do we give a shit where touchdowns come from? Are they happening? Are you going into the end zone? Then who gives a fuck? This is like the money ball of like walks or hits. Who cares? You're on base.
Yeah.
Who cares? You're in the end zone.
Yeah, on base percentage is everything. Yeah, no, you're right. It is funny. It's just like because you're talking about his MVP, and we've seen so many great passing plays, and we talk about the weapons and what they've done to dominate recently, and it's just like, wait, he's only got 4 passing touchdowns? It was just kind of like, what am I missing in all of this? But yeah, it's all rushing, so that's where it's him. But yeah, people are going to turn on him like crazy. I think that is one of the things that's going to happen with this. With Gannon, people always want to go after him. Yeah, that's the truth. He's an easy target.
At what point, also, this is the other thing I was thinking of, what point do we see Batman come out? Because Jason Kelce has said it out loud on his podcast that if it's on a screenplay for a touchdown, he wants a piece. Somebody brought it up, and I think it was at NR_Garrett on Twitter. I think we were saying it this morning. Do you think Sirianni's conscious of that and would want to try and bust the screenplay open just so he could do it?
Yeah, totally. 100%. Absolutely. That's one of the things that Doug was good at in his time, was identifying those kinds of things that got people excited within the locker room. He was good at that stuff, and I think Sirianni's got a good sense for that too. I mean, Miles Sanders, first week of the season, what do? They say he's our guy. They do that through the whole offseason. First game of the year, he gets a touchdown. It's like, okay. So I think that stuff's related, and he'll try to get Kelce to wear the cape.
I think the Batman thing is probably one of the coolest things ever, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I think
it's great.
Love this, and I'm about to say something inappropriate.
Oh?
The Batman masks, way cooler than the underdog masks.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
For time and tempo.
So
I'm not
wrong.
saying replace the memories of underdog. That's fucking amazing. But the Batman vibe for this team and this city, and it's kind of one of these to Pittsburgh because that's where they film Batman. So I enjoy that. But if I just close your eyes or open them up, depending if you're listening or watching, and just imagine 66,000 people wearing Batman masks. And it's just the Eagles finally get down with it, and they just turn off all the fucking lights right before the NFC Championship game. And all you see is these cell phones that are coming out. It's a spotlight, and then all of a sudden, the entire fucking, you lead with AJ, then it's Smitty, and then Jalen or whatever, and they're all in Batman capes, and they're fucking like, rawr, and you turn the lights on, there's all this Batman mess. That'd be fucking amazing. That would be so cool if everyone is just. There are no Robins on this team.
Yeah.
Everyone's a Batman, and it's just the starting lineup is in Batman masks. Or the helmets are. See, this is why the NFL needs to adopt the college shit. Can you imagine like an alternate Batman Eagle logo? Oh my God. I'm already fucking freaking out. You guys are not on this at all?
No, I'm stunned on the first statement.
Yes.
Everything else, I'm along for the ride.
Well, I had to tell you why. I'm just saying, I'm picturing this and going, whoa, that's way cooler than dog
I get
masks.
all of that. Like the spotlight thing, it all sounds really cool. I could see people getting really riled up. You can do all sorts of fun, goofy shit going back to Adam West and like cool music from the Dark Knight soundtrack. Like,
Nobody's using Adam West.
Come on, how would you not use Adam West?
Don't listen to
no,
him.
Come on, are you telling me if I was the Eagles and I was the
badass about
I'm fired up.
Are you kidding me?
Jesus
If I was the scoreboard operator for the Eagles and I could use Adam West clips.
For
like,
the okay. Now I'm
yeah,
with you.
like
Fine.
all right, Jalen Hurts is in the backfield. Someone tries to sack him. He escapes. He gains 10 yards. It's a first down. You get Adam West shark repellent spray and like you know what? Like just give me that shit. Yeah,
Holy
like
Toledo, Batman.
yeah, like it'd be awesome. I want all of that. I want like I totally I'm with you on other. But to say a whole crowd of people wearing the Batman mask is cooler than the underdog mask is patently ridiculous. And how dare you, sir?
You know what's funny is we were gonna shout out the text line. We're still going to shout out to Jared, by the way, who won himself the awesome sauce box full of righteous felon goodness and actual awesome sauce in it, and some Hers chips. And we got a text literally right now in the middle of this recording. So I'm going to give you our good friend who, if I can just get to it, Jordan. What's up, buddy? Where he's saying, send me the pizza, because that's what we asked you to do at the end of the last show. So I'm going to send you some Elios too, Jordan. Congratulations to that. And for today's show sheet prize, which if you don't know, we started this last week. Our show sheet is literally right here. I'm ripping it out and showing to the cameras and all that stuff. So we just say, hey, thanks for listening. Here's your prize. And that's what we want to keep doing because, well, it's just fun. So we're going to send you awesome sauce. And this time, 215-509-5833. Just text us and say, send me the sauce. And what kind? Maybe you want some classic ketchup, you heathen. Or possibly the honey barbecue, which is banging. But my personal favorite, along with Carl from Awesome Sauce, is that Chesapeake Fire sauce. So we have all three of them. You pick one out, and we'll send it to you simply by just texting us, send me the sauce. Which is your favorite, by the way? Have you tried any of the...
Chesapeake Fire is amazing.
It's the best.
It's really good.
And by the way, if you are a heathen that does like ketchup, it is so much better than Heinz. The flavor of it is so much better. And if you don't know what it is, by the way, hold on 1 second. Oh, down here.
Open. Yep, there you go.
So,
he's looking through some
Can you toss
boxes.
me one of those liquid deaths, actually?
Yeah, I got to make sure these aren't. Well, these are. Yeah, I did some work on those. Let me get you a freshie right here.
It was quite thirsty.
I'll drink this in the bonus.
Definitely go to YouTube if you want the full demo. But honestly, I am opening up Awesome Sauce, which is just powdered ketchup. It's powdered ketchup right in there. All you do is add a third a cup of water to the powder that you're dropping in, and you literally make ketchup. Now, as I was calling you heathens, and I apologize for doing so, I don't like straight up ketchup. I hate it. But if you mix it in with whatever you want to, maybe you want a little sriracha, maybe you want to use something, you can customize the ketchup, the sauce, anything that you're doing. Like, it is.
And I love that. Yeah,
because it's so cool.
It's all the spices together. So that's what you're getting. You're getting all the spices and
Sounded
everything.
like Luigi.
So
all the spices together.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I'm mostly Italian. So. Don't you notice the hands? But,
I do.
Yeah, so John's mixing it up right now, and that is the cool thing. It's like, I want to make
what's about a third of a cup? You think that? We'll go. I'm sorry, Carl and Paul.
Good.
I don't know.
But yeah, to be able to like, all right, here's Awesome Sauce's ketchup. I'm gonna go make some spicy ketchup, and then you can just add in whatever you want to spice it up, and then mix it up yourself right there on the spot. Great for tailgates, by the way, too, because the same thing. It's a smaller amount. You're getting half of what you'd normally get in a regular bottle per packet. So nice and easy and light to bring to a tailgate. You can mix it there on the spot. It's pretty cool. I was blown away when they showed us this.
And I definitely put too much water in this one, so I'm not going to show you this. But now this is literally ketchup. Bang, right there. And it sits in your fridge for however long you want it to. So it's not just ketchup that they make, it's everything else. And go check out their line, awesomesauce.co, not com, that's co. get a free sample of the ketchup if you want to go and try it out at your home. But anybody that says, send me the sauce, we will do that. 215-509-5833. Just as a thank you for them being an awesome partner and for you for listening and watching and all that fun stuff. So, Vince, anything else before we get out of here?
No. Only other thing that I've really got for people is bonus show, baby. We're not done.
Oh, yeah.
You want more? You're getting more, goddammit. Wait, you don't want more? You're getting more, goddammit. So, yeah, we're going to talk about, like, there's so much moving on right now just in terms of the sports landscape, how it's changing. There's a lot of shit going on with Brett Favre. It actually kind of ties into Northwestern and what's going on at Northwestern. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about that. That's all exclusively on YouTube. So make sure you're tuned in, subscribed, all that kind of good stuff on the YouTube channel.
All right. We will see you down at the Gatehouse for free parking, food, booze, and a victory at 4-0, because I feel like at the end of the show, I'm feeling a win. So we'll see you real soon. BellandTheBirdmen.com. For Taylor Cordatis, Vince Quinn, I'm John Barchard. I'm going to try and make this actual ketchup on the bonus segment. We'll see you soon, guys. Bye.